Well, welcome back, my friends all, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, a Blackjack Knives Tack Ops rendition, if you will. Listen, this was a gift from my guy Steve Guru. Steve is a great brother in the blade. He has ridden with the channel for a long time, but he's just a good dude. He said, "Scab, I want you to have this," and I am forever appreciative. One of the things that I just adore about doing this is getting to mess with all kind of knives. And I'll be honest with you, as a working guy, as a layman, before I got really into this YouTube world, I had no idea how many different great knife companies were out there. No clue. None. And I still don't know all of them. I don't get into the day-to-day, and I don't do all that. I don't hit knife companies up, so I miss a lot. I really do. So, Steve, man, I appreciate you for letting me check this out. Blackjack is one of those brands, though, that I have been intrigued on. The Tack Ops, I believe it's a series of knives. This particular one is 3/16 inches thick. The overall length is 14 inches. The blade length is 8.5 inches. The cutting edge is right there at 8.5. I mean, it's minuscule. There's old Scab pulling it out there. Meg's super impressed. Cutting edge is 8. I put 8 3/8, but honestly, probably 8 7/16. The blade width at its widest point is 1 3/4 inches. The handle length is 5 3/8. The inner grip, the most important part to me on this planet, is 5 inches. The damn Jolly Green Giant could hold this sumbitch. And the handle width is 3/4 inches. Now. I did not weigh this before I left the house. I'd say probably around 13 to 14 ounces. If I can remember, when I get home from work, I'll weigh it and I'll do a quick short on it. I know how you all love that. So there's old Scab dancing away. This thing came with a pretty sharp edge. Now, I don't know how old this particular knife is. I know it came with a great edge. It's 1095 blade steel. There's Kirk. He's super impressed. I took it over to Kirk's, and here's the deal. I mentioned this the other day. Guys, when it comes to gifts and things like that, I'm taking a little bit different approach, especially when it comes to like a Blackjack knife, right? Blackjack, I believe, was started by Mike Stewart, the owner of Bark River. If I'm not mistaken, he owned it, he sold it, and then he became their OEM in the 80s. I believe that's the story. If I'm wrong, I am sure there'll be a bunch of people correct me, but I believe that's it. So it is a quality blade. And I'm going to be quiet right here. I want y'all to watch something for a second. We got up to right at 4 pieces of tire sidewall. Some of it's reinforced, some of it's not. This thing stabs unbelievably well. And before anybody says anything, guys, it's a clip point, but it's kind of got like a hog nose on it. At first I was going to fix the point on it, but the truth is, or the tip on it, but the truth is, that thing stabbed incredibly well. Now we're going to do some chopping here. And I do want to say this. This particular, I don't know if it's camphor or if it's hackenbush, I don't know. But this thing right here was hard as a brick, son. It was hard as a rock. The knife did very well. Here's the thing. I'm taking a little different tack with knives that are gifts, right? At this point, we've got so many knives coming in that we can test and we can go hard on and we can go crazy on. When it comes to a gift, I want to enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. I want to enjoy it. I want to be able to carry it. I want to be able to use it. So I feel like when we go to Kirk's, the way that we demonstrate these knives is a great way to get a feel for the knife. It's also a great way to show you the knife, right? Without going crazy. And from time to time, people say, "Oh, send it to Joe X or do it." No. I love Joe with all my heart. Wear his shirt a bunch. I really do. But guys, this channel focuses on use. Now, do I normally baton in real life? No, this isn't real life. It's YouTube. This is about as hard as I would go if I was batoning. Now, this piece of wood is unbelievably hard. We're going to baton it a couple times. It shows, I believe, the strength of the knife. If I hadn't mentioned it, it's 1095 steel. The thing is this, just this little bit of batoning impressed the hell out of me. No hot spots on the handle. And like I said, dude, that inner grip of 5 inches is insane. Now, the blade length being 8.5 and the handle being 5 3/8, there's some disparity there, but I like it. It's a good single grip, and you can see right there, it's taken a minute to get through this. And again, this is as large as I would go, and this would have to be an extreme situation. This would be a situation where my grandson and I was camping, or Megan and I was camping, and we needed a fire, and we needed some warmth, and there was wet wood, there was etc. Because that's the only reason I baton in an extreme situation, is to kind of get around the wet, get to the dry. But that's as big as I would go. Knife held up insanely well. No hot spots in the handle. And look here, damn thing held an edge. So here's what this set of demonstrations do. It gives us a good look at the sharpness of the knife. Gives us a little look at edge retention, right? It gives us a little look at handling. Does it handle well? Is it off balance? I'd say this is a very, very well balanced knife. I really would. Came very sharp. Steve, thank you for that. A sharp knife, man, we can do a lot with. There's some extension cord. And again, it gives us a little bit of toughness on the knife. Gives us a good first look, right? Gives us a great intro. Now, as the channel has gone and as we've grown, I've come to realize we got to start looking for a few more demonstrations, some different things, some different tests. We've added some different stuff. Some of it I like doing, some of it I don't, but here's the deal. The idea is to become one of the best knife testers in the world, demonstrators, whatever you want to call it. So sometimes we'll have to expand. Sometimes we'll have to do some things we don't really like to do. I'm going to keep it in the realm of real use. I believe that's important. I believe showing the knife actually do what it's intended to do is important. I believe that with all my heart. I could come on here and do a lot of stuff for clicks and views. And when I started, I did all kind of stuff, not really for clicks and views, just not knowing better. But as we've grown, as we've learned, as we've gone, I'm starting to put together a set of demonstrations, tests, etc., that I really think help showcase the knife. And again, I'm not here to break the knife. I'm not here to bash the company. I know very, very little about Blackjack knives, and here's why I do that. I don't really research the knife company before I do the review. I want to make my own determinations on the quality, right? So I barely looked them up. I'll tell you this, they have some gorgeous knives. A lot of their knives resemble Randall. Now, I had read, I don't know if this is true, but I had read that Mike had started Blackjack. I'd read he had started Blackjack knives to give out some cheaper options that you could get quicker to Randall. I don't know that that's the case, so I don't want to push that agenda. I had heard that, and I know a lot of the Blackjack knives are eerily similar to Randall, but I think he did it more as an homage, not copying. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of a tip of the hat. Hey, I love this look. That's what I'm doing. Or that's kind of my understanding. Could be wrong, and I'm sure people will correct me. That seems to be a sport on the internet. Would I carry it? Hell yeah. Steve, thank you, man. I love this thing. It performed amazing. I'm going to get it honed up, sharpened up, cleaned up, and it will be on my side this winter when we do some camp outs and kayaking. Little blade paste, and it'll be fine. That being said, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We know they are. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. Man, you have a place here. Guys, I back the blue. It's not popular, and in this day and age, it gets a lot of comments, and that's okay. I'm not asking you to do it, right? And the whole back the blue till it happens to you. Look at me. Look at me real good. It's happened to me a lot more than it'll happen to you. Finally, if you are an addict, and I am, Never quit quitting. Well, Steve Guru, brother, I appreciate you. I love this thing. Blackjack Knives Tac Ops. We roll on, son. I'm Scab. You're not. And I'm out of here. Love y'all.